your employment gap is a nightmare to you. So take this myth out of your head and just throw it in dustbin, because your employment gap doesn't define you. Hi everyone, this is being JK. So I know that you have clicked on this video to explain the most haunting answer in your interview, that how you can explain those employment gaps which is actually very clearly visible in your resume. So in this video, I'm going to take you a step by step that how you actually face these kind of questions when somebody asks you that, hey, you have some gaps, how you can define your gaps, so that you will not be embarrassed by sharing your employment gaps and you can actually ace this answer, and this will be your strongest answer in your interview. So let's not wait further and get started. So the first step is be honest. Yes, I know that you have been covering this answer with many things in your head, that how you can actually approach this by saying some kind of a small work or freelancing work or anything that you have in mind to cover this up. But the best suggestion that anyone can give you, and I am definitely sharing you in this in a detail, is be honest. If you are being honest in your interview, you would be yourself, and definitely the other person who is taking your interview is also a human being. So just think in that way, that they also know that you have lot of other things in your life except work area. So just be honest and just be yourself, because we always say in an interview that be yourself. And now this is the most crucial time where you just have to be yourself to show your strength. So the second step would be just change your perspective and show that how resilient you are, because this is actually showing you a resilient skill of yours, because you were not working in between and now you again started working. So you haven't given up. You haven't just say no to the things. You haven't said to yourself that, oh, I should not face this interview, or I should not start work because I have such kind of gaps. So just change the perspective and to change this weakness of employment gap to a resilience thing. So let's suppose that you might have not worked just because of X number of reasons. The reason can be your health issue, your family issue, you might not get a good opportunity at that moment, or you took a break. Anything can be a possibility in your situation. So in every situation, you have to deal in a resilient way. That maybe, let's suppose if I take an example of a health issue. So you had a health issue and you couldn't work. So that is a very, very valid point of sharing your journey, that how you being resilient and how you actually cope up with your health and just took care of yourself, and then come again to say that, okay, now I'm able to work. So this can be a very, very, very valid example to show you that how resilient you are. And also sometimes if you took a break, or if in any point of situation you won't get the job opportunity that you wanted, so you always say these things that I don't want to settle in less, I don't want to go for those jobs where my actual potential will not be realized. So just change your perspective so that you would say in that manner to an interviewer that interviewer will love you, because in every kind of work you need to be resilient. And this pandemic era has already showed the value of being resilient in your area. So this employment gap will be your X factor that you are going to share in your interview as being a resilient one. So the third step would be just to reflect that what you have learned in that employment gap time, when you were not working. So what things that you have learned. And in this area we always been mistaken, and we say that no, we were not working, so how could we, answer this that we have learned something? So just remove this myth and realize that it's not always about, in a professional area or in working area that you are learning something. Maybe in your personal area you might be learning something, or maybe learning to being a resilient, or learning or maybe you were learning, in your self growth. So how you can share your self growth? So maybe while this example that I've given before of the due to the health issue you were not working, so you could simply say that you realize the value of your health, and not only the physical but mental health. So how you can share this, that this time of your life is actually very, very valuable. And sometimes it is too basic, because in some situations you might be the one, you didn't get the right kind of opportunity. So you could say that I didn't know how could make my resume more better, and now I know. So you have learned something in this way. So just say in a very beautiful manner that you are always a learner, if you either you're working or you're not working. So this skill will definitely highlight you always an X factor, that you are learning something. And just remove this thing that learning should always be in a professional area, or should always be in your work ethics and your whatever that you were working, that only be your learning. But your learning can also be while you were not working. Learning can also be your personal growth. Okay, so the fourth and the last step of this answer would be, why are you starting again? Obviously you have told them that why you were not working, by saying and sharing your honesty. Second would be, that showing how resilient you are. And then third would be what have actually you learned in that time. And now come to the present time, because you have already talked a lot about your past time. Now come to your present time and just reflect the answer, that why are you starting again, why are you working, why do you want to work. So the answer of this question should be very crystal clear to you, because you are starting after some point of time. So if they hire you, probably they have this the aim of hiring you for a longer period of time, not for a shorter period of time. So obviously they just to be very sure and give them the very crystal clear answer, that why you want to work again, and why this time you are planning to go with your full power and full potential. So that you will give the confidence to your interviewer that, hey, this time I am some different person who have resilient, who have learned lot of skills, who have spent time with my own self. So now this time I'm going to prove you whatever you have been expecting of me. So just answer in this way, so that in all the areas you are being. And also I would like to highlight some certain kind of period in the market industry, that if the layoffs are going on, if the recession is coming. So obviously this is a very, very valid thing, and don't be ashamed that if you're being laid off. And in your answer, if you were being laid off in your past organization, you should definitely say that this is definitely not your mistake, and in that period of time you were actually looking for other opportunities. So just be yourself and just be confident in your interview, because the more confident you are, the more you being yourself, there is the high chances that you ace your interview. So with this, thank you so much for watching. And if you really like this video, and if you really like the suggestions that I have shared in this video, then don't forget to subscribe, so that I will come up with lot more videos like this. Thank you.